I am your host, Florence Mafomeme, and this is Talking Point, where I give my take on the burning issues and news-making stories that impact us. You get views from the street and interviews with difference makers who inspire us. And I will also be talking domestic violence. So, subscribe to keep up with serious talk on these issues every week. You would definitely walk away with something that will change your life. Welcome to Talking Point. I am your host, Florence Mafomeme. Trey Lover came to the United States when he was 6 years old. He has overcome homelessness and health challenges to found his own company called Love and Fashion. I sat down with him to tell me more about his company and how he is raising awareness about his health condition and other great things that he is doing for his community. Here is Trey Lover.
So my name is Trevon Tom, but everyone knows me as Trey Lover, and I am the CEO of Love and Fashion Entertainment.
What does Love and Fashion do? In fact, what are the services that Love and Fashion provide?
Well, we provide mainly all event services, so clients can contact us, whether it's for photos, videos, DJs, decorators, caterers, anything to make sure that all the events run smoothly. We try to cater that, so they don't have to go from this company to this company to this company to get their event services. You can stop at one place and get all the services they need for a great price.
And you could as well call this company anything. Why did you choose to name it Love and Fashion?
We named it Love and Fashion because the bread and butter of the company isn't providing event services, because that's just a means to an end. The goal of Love and Fashion is to work with the world. So we do charity shows, we give back to homeless people, we try to help out the community. In fact, Love and Fashion, a lot of people think because of the word fashion, it's about working with clothes or doing fashion shows. It's really not about that. Everything starts with love. That's the love. And then it's how we have to fashion the world, mold the world into a better future for our kids and future generations. So our thing is love and fashion the world, love and fashion your life, love and fashion everything about where you are to make the world a better place.
Any coincidence with your name?
Actually, no, not even. My name was just Trey, and I used to work for a club called Club Scream when I first started doing entertainment back in 2005. And I literally got the name Lover from just dancing on the dance floor. My boss just said, "Mr. Lover, come to the dance floor," and the name stuck with me for years. So I became Trey Lover.
What came into your mind, or what made you to decide, I want to start my own company?
Well, it's a lot of different things that made me decide that came together cumulatively. From me just wanting a better future for my future kids, for me with my medical conditions, for me just not liking having a boss over my shoulder. So I figured, if I don't want a boss but I want to make money, what can I do? And I said, I want to start my own business, a way where I can help people and still make profit for myself, no matter what my circumstances are at the time.
You talked about your medical condition. Could you tell me a little bit more about it?
My medical condition is extremely vast. I was diagnosed from birth with Sickle Cell disease, one of the worst strands, SS. I have a heart condition, I have asthma, I have necrosis of my hips, I have a rib infarct, a knee infarct, plantar fasciitis. So I'm in pain a lot more times than that people know. I've been hospitalized more than half of my life during high school years. It was difficult. Playing sports, I get hurt. I go in cold water, I get sick. So a lot of things can trigger a crisis with the person with sickle cell. And then having the other medical defects with myself, they just trigger each other and it bounces back. So at any given moment, I can wake up and just be in pain, and I would be rendered helpless not being able to move sometimes.
And do you know, I never even knew that you have such a condition. Looking at the work you do, looking at how hard you work, nobody can tell that you have such a condition.
Well, the biggest thing is we can't let our conditions make us. We have to fight. Too many people give up. They have a little headache or a little this, and they don't want to do anything. I don't believe in that. We have obstacles in life no matter what they are. We just have to fight through them. And this is just another obstacle that I have to fight through every day.
So, do you say it was circumstances or chance that made you to start your own company?
It was more circumstances. Like I said, a lot of it was based on my health. Working at jobs, I became a manager at many jobs, usually 3 to 6 months working at the company. I've always been a hard worker, very punctual person. But no company, no client really wants an individual that gets sick all the time. So many times after I came out the hospital, the second or third time within a week of me coming out the hospital, there was different reasons that they had to let me go. And I just couldn't live in that way no more, where I didn't know if I was going to get fired or lose a job. I have bills to pay. I have to pay for my house. I have to pay for my food. So based on circumstances, I had to find a way to make my own money.
So you moved from Guyana when you were 6 years old.
Correct.
And what was your dream coming to America?
6 years old, we don't really have much dreams. We just depend on mommy and daddy to do everything.
Let's say your dream as a child.
When I
And
was
especially
younger,
coming to the US, yeah.
I think back in school, I wanted to be a pilot and I wanted to be a doctor. I was watching a TV show one day and with doctors, and I saw a whole bunch of blood. And I remember saying, "Mommy, I don't want to be a doctor no more. It's just too much blood for me." But a pilot, it was odd because I was always afraid of heights, but I always wanted to be a pilot. The two of them don't really coincide.
Yeah.
So I took myself through a lot of trials to practice getting over heights. And I still have that dream of being a pilot, to get my pilot's license and just flying over Kaiser Falls, which is the longest single drop waterfall, which is in my country.
Wow. And at some point, you were homeless.
Correct.
What happened?
That was issues with my family. We didn't see eye to eye on certain living situations and certain developments. So I had to find a place to go, and I had no place to go. So I ended up living on the street for a year, literally sleeping in train stations, sleeping in parks, sleeping in hospitals, still trying to maintain life. And it was hard. A lot of people at that point didn't even know that I was homeless. I always tried to find a way to make ends meet, so even though I had no place to live, I found places where I can go and wash my clothes. I got a storage unit. I used to sell Metro cards, so I do whatever I can to pay for my storage so I can have my stuff in a safe location. I lived in the streets for a year. And then I moved into a shelter for a year. From January of 07 to January of 08, I moved into the shelter system, where I took a lot of stuff out of my storage. Most of my belongings that I had left were stolen while in the shelter. And I just had to get out of the shelter at that point.
How was your experience in the shelter?
I thank God for that experience. Before that experience, I don't think a lot of people appreciate what we have. We look at people that we party with and we drink with and we go out there and we think these people are here for us. You learn that when you have nothing, a lot of those people disappear. I used to always want to buy fancy shoes and have nice clothes and stuff. After being in the shelter and you learn what's really important, I value the simple things like having 3 meals a day, having my own place to sleep. So now even buying expensive clothes is something I can care less about. And a lot of these were lessons I learned when I lost everything. So I thank God for me losing everything, because the road that I was going down wasn't a road that most people need to go down.
So that experience makes you, or it changed the way you look at life today?
It drastically did. It changed my life. Thank God for the better. A lot of people quit, but I just kept on going. While in the shelter, I started going back to college. I took a couple courses there. I got 2 jobs, and I just continued saving. So my whole view, instead of spending life looking good for friends and family, I just started saving money or learning how to invest into myself, into a better future. So I do appreciate the time that I spent going through that.
And it's interesting that you go from being homeless to having your own place, driving in a car, within such a short time. How did you do it?
Prayer. Lots of prayer and having great people around me. Because I can honestly say, even while in the shelter, and there's been many times and many circumstances where I honestly just wanted to quit. I literally said, love and fashion, forget love and fashion. I was done, I was tired. But there were certain people around me, certain key friends who were still there in my life, who said, Trey, this is your dream. You did such a great job at it. Why quit now? And it was moments, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am today. But it's a lot of prayer. We have to have faith and believe that if we work hard and we strive for something, then we can make it. And it was never said that things will come easily, but a lot of the hard things in life you have to fight for. and I fought for it. So I thank you.
So what do you tell people in the same homeless situation who think that their life is over?
Don't give up. There's a way. I did it from sleeping on the streets to living in the shelter. I did it. Anybody can do it. There's no reason for you to stay in a down situation. If you're already at rock bottom, how further down can you go? You're already at the bottom. At this point, you just got to pick yourself up.
Let's go back to Love and Fashion. You also give back to the community.
Right.
What do you do in that aspect?
Well, individuals can contact us, and one of my staff or myself, whoever is closer, we will go to wherever they're located. And if they want to donate books or donate clothes or canned goods or toys, anything they want to donate, we'll pick it up from them, and then we do drop-offs. So either we'll go on the street and we'll give out free supplies to individuals needed. If we see a woman with children, we'll give them books to read, we'll give them clothes, we'll give them food. Or anybody in the street, we'll give them some just to help them go through certain times. With my experience being in the shelter, a lot of times when clothes and stuff are donated to these shelters, sad to say, a lot of the staff there don't have the mindset that someone else needs it more than they do, and they keep it for themselves. So our company is more of a give directly to the individuals. Even so, we'll do holiday shows for individuals in shelters, and while there, we'll give the direct individuals living there the gifts directly to make sure they get these supplies.
So how does your brand ambassador, modeling, catering work?
Well, it's all about just requesting a service. No matter what the event is, they can go to our site, they can fill out what their company requirements are for the upcoming task, and we'll find suitable staff to work in that. The majority of the staff are handheld picked by myself. I talk to them, I make sure that their mindset is to work hard, is to want the best for whatever they're doing. If you have a client that's a product you want to promote it, you have your idea. We love everyone for being individuals, but understand this is the project for this client. How can we make this client happy? Give them the best event no matter what they're doing. So whether it be having our caterers making some great dishes, or having brand ambassadors promoting different brands, or just doing events, we make sure all the staff enjoy doing their work. And the day is, if you enjoy doing what you do, it's not really work. You're enjoying it. So nobody who works with me has a position that they're not comfortable doing.
Okay. And so you recruit, let's take the modeling. So you recruit the models and then hire them out, or how do you do it?
Well, the model aspect, we kind of put a pause onto that. It's just, it was a lot behind it I didn't want to deal with at the moment. But let's say if we get a model, we have a great staff of photographers who will create some great photos. We have a great video team and promo team who create advertisement content for them, great videos for them so we can advertise them. And then we help them get their measurements taken, we put everything together, nice little packages, and we help them promote them. We're actually in the process right now of revamping the modeling page on the site, because at first, I was more in a mentality at that point where it was sex sells. Have beautiful women, use their physique to sell and push the sales. But then a lot of models who want to work with us, they didn't have that mindset, and we wanted to be able to cater to all. So now we're more on the verge of looking for high fashion models, beautiful outfits, beautiful clothing, nice physiques. And when I say high fashion, I'm not talking about the 5'9", taller, skinny females. I'm talking about any person who has a look and they just want to showcase their look. Once you can carry yourself and conduct yourself accordingly, we want to help you get out there as best as we can. So just adding you to our repertoire is just great for you and great for us, because we have a very, very diverse set of models, males and females that we work with.
And how do you pay them? Do you negotiate? Let's say they pay for them when, let's say, companies come to hire them, or they do it by themselves. How do you pay them?
Well, we help them develop their portfolio free of charge. They just have to be working with us. All their content is kept with us, so they don't really pay for their photos. These are models who work with us.
Okay.
They don't pay for their photo, their promotional content, and then we promote them through the site, and our company promotes them. Now, clients will contact us and say, hey, we need XYZ model for this event, and we'll negotiate them. All right, so we need to make sure that if it's in a further location, transportation is taken care of. If they're going to be shooting for a long period of time, the models have food. Depending on what the show is, all the models are comfortable. The companies are reputable companies. We negotiate numbers. The models go, they do the work, As soon as the work is done and the clients are happy, everything is finished, we pay immediately. So we have the clients, they pay us, and then we pay out the staff, and then we pay out the models. We take out, of course, we take out our percent, how we make our money, but we pay them directly, and it's typically through like a PayPal or sometimes cash with a receipt, just to make sure everything is documented.
Okay. And do you receive any formal training? Do they receive any formal training from Love and Fashion?
We used to do that. We don't do that anymore. We used to have a venue in the Bronx where the models would come and we'd give them courses on how to walk. We had instructors came through who would teach them how to put on their own makeup or just get prepped for a shoot. We let them, we taught them how to put together a model bag, included the right type of clothes to wear, to get the right foundations for themselves, to get different accessories to complement outfits depending on what the designer asks for them. And we just gave them a lot of different classes. We don't really do that anymore. Now we more look for you to come with your experience, and then we see what you have and try to work with you in that avenue. We may go back to that, but that's not something we have planned for the present time.
Let's talk about the catering. Could you give more details on whether catering, do you provide, let's say, food and the everything that somebody, let's say somebody wants catering service.
Okay.
Do you take charge of the food or the like chairs and everything? How do you do it?
When it comes to the catering, we more are the connection for that. I've worked in food services, but my level of expertise is not on that avenue. So working as a caterer, I've met many great staff that have Indian dishes, West Indian dishes, Italian dishes. And as we traveled to various locations and worked with these caterer staff, I got to build a reputation with them. And I talked to them, and I asked them if we ever have a client who owns a certain dish, how can we work out some kind of agreement? And we put together it out where the client would let us know, hey, we're looking for Italian courses or West Indian courses. I'll go through our server. We would pick which chef can provide that kind of course, and then we'll contact that chef. We let know the client is looking for this kind of food. We need you to be able to serve this amount of guests, and we'll talk to them. The chefs sometimes have their own staff. If they don't, we have our own kitchen helps, people who have experience, usually with their food certificate, has helped them prep the food and serve the food. Now, whilst the chef are working, we have our own caterer staff who can help set up the tables, run the floor plan, make sure the guests are happy, have their drinks served at the table. So we make sure the back of house and the front of house is well taken care of with staff who we work with over the time.
You also do what you call brand ambassador. How does that work?
I love being a brand ambassador. For me, brand ambassador, even my catering job, it's a freedom of life. So that's a decision that I'm glad I made many times over. There's no schedule as a brand ambassador, which can be a good and a bad thing. So you never know when you're going to work. A client will contact us, hey, we need 1 worker, 2 worker, 10 workers for this event in this location at this time. And if you're available, you say yes. If you're not available, you say no. And we go out there and we just promote different brands. A lot of time it's just giving out free supplies or collecting data from different individuals or even assisting in office work. We just go out there and we help to build those companies' brand, build awareness for those brands, learning about their company product and deliberating it while we're on the street to different individuals. So if they want to know something about the company, we can tell them more. But of course, usually there's a liaison from the company itself there with us. So if somebody in the streets wants more direct information about the company, we can refer them to that liaison to help them understand exactly what the company is about.
So people who want to work as brand ambassadors for your company, they contact or they register with the company and then...
Not really. Because we tried that method and we got a lot of staff who were just here to make money. And it's not just a get rich, come here to make money. Like, we want to make sure that the staff really enjoy doing what doing and working with people. So typically, as we have a group right now, and it's like say 10 to 15 of us main core people. And as we go out and we work at other brand ambassador events, we find other people while we're working, and we see their personalities. We see they have an upbeat spirit. They're happy. They enjoy doing what they're doing. They interact with their guests. They happily give out stuff to make people happy. A person like that who's happy is the best kind of worker for us, because we know when we have to send you to another assignment, you're going to bring that same happy spirit with you. When we tried it with the just sign up to make some money, we got people who just came through and, oh, I'm just here to make a quick dollar when it's over. I want to leave. You say, here, take this, take this, take this. That's not the kind of employee I want working with me. I want somebody who's going to bring excitement to the job and enjoy doing what they do.
And do you give them any kind of formal training?
Well, let's say when they're out in the field and we see that they know what they're doing, it's the best thing.
Okay.
But we also talk with our staff the importance of showing up on time, being punctual, be willing to stay a little bit late. As we all know, sometimes events run late. So if you're in the clock until 6 o'clock, you might not leave until 6:30. Sometimes 7 if it's running late. So we try to make sure that the mentality is of just that you're willing to work all the way through. So don't just book, oh, I get off of work at 6, I'm starting my next job at 7, I'm gonna rush to work. Because you never know what happens. There could be traffic, there could be an accident on the highway. Anything can happen that can slow down your route to get there. We just have make sure you just leave a little bit of cushion time where you can get extra work done, just to make sure the client is well taken care of. And the clients see that. The clients see that the staff are willing to work hard and stay in. That's why we got a lot of callbacks, because clients know that when our staff come out, they're gonna come out and do what they have to do to make sure that their brand shines.
And in a way, you're training them without knowing.
In a sense,
Because-
just quick pointers.
Yes, which is what matters, because this is a job that you do it on the spot, and so in a way you're training, and you plan on adding party bus, limousine. How will it be?
That's just more to help with the event services, because we've had clients who've contacted before and they wanted a party bus or limousine to get from point A to point B from prom nights or weddings and stuff like that. We haven't facilitated that yet. We're looking for some more companies, but a lot of these prices are extremely high for a party bus.
Yeah.
So we're looking for companies that are a bit affordable while still producing good services. But we do intend on doing that, where the viewers can come right to the site, log in, hey, I need a party bus that holds this amount of people, transfer from people from point A to point B and then back. So we do intend on having that, but that might not start until January. We have talked to several companies who have a great line of services, very interesting party buses, nice limousines. So once we pick the client that we're willing to work with, we're gonna take some photos of their limousines and their party buses, make some flyers, advertisements, and add it to the site so people can now have another service to make sure their event runs smooth. Like I say, the more we can help ease your mind from having to go to company A, B, C, and D, this makes the event a lot easier, because I'm pretty sure a lot of brides out there, they just want to worry about having a beautiful wedding. They don't want to go, all right, who am I going to call for flowers? Who am I going to call for the bus? Who am I going to call for this? They just want to get to the point of it and get
Love
it
and fashion is there.
And that's what we're here to do, just help you get all your services in one spot.
And the interesting thing is that having such a company is one of the smartest things I've seen, because you have a company that is doing so much but not having anything that they're using. They don't own anything, but they're running a company.
Right.
Just using other services that are already available out there to run the company. That is one of the smartest things I've noticed with your company.
It's the whole umbrella effect. We're the overhead company, but we work with many small companies work together. From some of our companies, we work with a company called CKZ, the two younger brothers, who they do photos and videos. I work with S. Elizabeth, they do graphic flyers and do video editing. Then we have our DJs and promoters from with DJ Nelly. So it's a lot of different staff that came together, and we understand the importance of, if we can make the clients happy, why not do that? Make it a simpler time for them, and they understand it. We're gonna help book you. We can help you get more gigs. We get our small cuts, help us run everything, and it makes them. They don't have to worry about the paperwork. They don't have to worry about producing flyers, advertisements, because Love and Fashion will take care of getting the flyers and the advertisements and doing the paperwork. All you have to do is come, provide the service, make sure the guests have a good time, and make some money.
And you do hold a sickle cell awareness event every year,
Right.
where you also give back to the community. What made you to start? I know you've just said you have that you have sickle cell.
Right.
So what made you to start it, apart from the fact that you have it?
Well, growing up as a person with sickle cell is hard. In and out the hospital whenever it is, and I always said if I can always find a way to help with sickle cell, I wanted to. But it became a more dire situation for me with my little sister Tiffany. She had sickle cell, she had colitis, she had necrosis of the hips. She was wheelchair bound, she was not able to enjoy life. And it was sad seeing her look out the window or just watching TV when she had such an open spirit. She wanted to do more. She ended up needing to have a bone marrow transplant, which, as people know, finding a match for bone marrow can be really, really hard to find a match. It goes from a scale to 1 to 10, and a good match is somebody that's from 8 to 10. A perfect match is 10. So we started working with companies DKMS and SCTPN to organize charity fundraisers. The first event was held inside of our church, the church that I grew up in, and now we brought it out to Crotona Park, and this is going to be our 4th year doing it this year. Now, thanks to all the companies that work together, we found a match for Tiffany, and now she's traveling, doing missionary work. She went from being in a wheelchair, barely walking, now she's in the track team. She just came in 3rd place in a race. She's part of a dance team where she teaches other individuals how to do praise dancing. And she just has so much energy. She's always on the road. She's riding her bike from point A to point. She's going everywhere. And if we can help one person, another person find another match, it means a lot to us to be able to help get another person a chance to enjoy life, a chance to live. I myself never had that surgery, so I can't say that I know what it's like to go through with that myself. But seeing where she came from to where she at now, I just have to do it. I have to continue working with sickle cell people and just give back to the community. So we have the family fun day that we do the last Sunday of every August. It's going to be held in Crotona Park every single time, where individuals come and we give out free school supplies, book bags, pens, notebooks, whatever we can get sponsors to donate for the event. And while at the event, we have tables set up where people can come to register bone marrow donors, or if they don't qualify as a bone marrow donors, they can always leave a monetary donation at some of the various tables. People who can't even come to the event, they can go right to the website and make donations to help us fund more of these events, because the government doesn't do anything for this. The government doesn't help this cause, so everything that we do is paid out of pocket from the people in the company and volunteers who help assist the program or sponsors. So every time someone makes a donation of $1, of a penny, whatever, it helps us to buy more supplies to register more individuals. Because even after we collect their swabs and everything, we have to send it into another company to them to put in the data bank, and we have to pay for that. And we pay for it because we know it helps make a difference in somebody else's life.
Wow, that's awesome. So how can people find you?
Website. The best way to go is loveandfashion.org. Sadly, I don't have a web designer, so I've made the website myself. So it's not the most fluent website, but we are working on that. We are looking through great web designers right now, but they can definitely go to loveandfashion.org. On the home page, there'll always be a tab that says SCTPN. You can click on that tab and see what's going on with sickle cell drives and stuff like that. But even when we don't have the event in Crotona Park, we have the sickle cell walk. We do photo shoots to build awareness. We're working on a sickle cell calendar. People can purchase the calendar, and a large portion of that goes directly to funding companies that deal with patients with sickle cell. So we just try to always have something going on to help fight the battle against sickle cell, since the government's not going to help us. They don't see it as a big issue. We're not wheelchair bound. We can walk, we can talk, we can do everything. So they don't see it as a big issue, but it is a dire issue, and we just have to continue building awareness for it.
You're doing such a good job. So it was nice talking to you, and I really appreciate you finding the time to sit down and talk about this company and all these things that you're doing to change people's lives, to give back to the community, and to inspire people.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was nice having you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. What an inspiring story. It's telling us that we should never let circumstances to define our lives. That no matter how hard we fall, we should do whatever it takes to get up and keep going. We will definitely arrive wherever we want to go. Never give up. That's what I had for you today. Remember to subscribe to my channel to watch more inspiring stories. See you next time.